Good morning, my tribe and my community. How are you? Happy whatever today is, Wednesday maybe? I got a hair appointment today, so we're leaving the hair as is because I think that that it doesn't freaking matter. So this is one of those mornings where there's just things popping through my head, and it's like you know those times when it's like the same message pops up everywhere. It just keeps popping up, and people keep saying the same things, and teachers keep saying the same things, and clients keep saying the same things. This is one of those mornings. Good morning. Hi, Morgan. Who else is here? Hi, Claudia. Thank you. I just rolled out of bed. Girl, you know I'm using the filter on here. You can't tell that my hair's gray. You totally can tell my hair's greasy, but I'm keeping it that way because I'm getting my hair done today, and I want it to be healthy. The feed's actually working. Good morning, Tina. Good morning, Rudy. Oh my God, a bunch of morning people over here. I wonder if my West Coasters are awake. Where are you guys from? Drop below. Tell me where you're from, where you're at in the world. Okay, so honestly, I have no idea how this is gonna come out of my mouth. I'm just giving you a fair warning. I don't know that there's anything on the planet that matters as much to me as what I'm about to talk to you does. And the interesting things that I've been hearing and seeing around this. Some of this you are going to, some of the things I'm going to say right now might have been things that you've heard before, but I want you to listen to me with the newest ears you could ever put on your face right now. Like, I want you to hear me like, this is a woman who was, I'm just going to say, that's it. I'm just going to say all the things. I'm putting no filter on this morning. It is what it is. Arizona. Oh yeah, so you are. Oh, you guys are morning people. South Africa, 2:30 p.m. Nice. Chicago. Morning, Sharon. Indiana. Amazing. Okay, are you ready, y'all? This might be earmuffs, like an earmuffs moment, but we're gonna have a real conversation, because if we're gonna do life together and we're gonna build our dreams together, we're gonna do this together, then you're gonna have to have really honest conversations with me. Me and my private clients call this the no-fly zone. That means that nothing flies in this arena except for the bold, honest, rawest truth that we know to tell in the current moment, okay? There's something going on with most of the people that are looking to understand how they can create wealth. And it's complex, right? As a woman who came from growing up on welfare, was a single mom on welfare, always needed support just to get through, went to school for 10 years, worked as a nanny for 10 years, lived off of $400 a week, and then scaled, like the business went in year one from 0 to 400K global in that first year. Now just imagine the amount of things that I had to shift in my thinking in order to go from the girl who felt like a white trash welfare girl to a girl who was running a global company making $500,000. That is some serious going on in the brain. Make sense? Yes, thank you, Rudy. We're keeping it real this morning. So it is what it is, right? Like, that was the journey and the process that had to happen. Now, I have a unique perspective that not very many people on the planet have. And if they do, you don't usually have access to them. So I just need you to listen with a new pair of ears. I'm telling you that I'm bringing you all the wisdom of someone who's gone through the trenches, right? Abuse, sexual abuse, physical abuse, religious abuse, really codependent, super crazy, damaging, harmful childhood. The Marine Corps, there was a lot of abuse in there. I was controlled, I was isolated. There were so many things that I was super naive. I was never even allowed to date or talk to boys when I was in high school. I wasn't allowed to go to school dances. I was really, really naive. I didn't have any kind of business savvy or wisdom whatsoever on any level. Of course not, how would I? I literally waitressed and was a nanny, went to the Marine Corps. And then now, so I have that level of understanding and wisdom. I know the trenches, I know the dark spaces. I've heard it all. When I run my live retreats over in Maui or Bali, we're together and we go to those places, right? Sometimes that we end up in those places. And so I understand and I get it. I also understand the ease of making tons of money and what it is to be wealthy and be in the top 3% of the entire world financially now. So I have a unique perspective of both places, and I have a unique depth and understanding of both places, okay? And when I look at people, what I'm watching, there's one specific thing that I keep happening. It's one thing to me, but it'll feel like two to you guys. So to me, I'm watching people who are struggling financially or who are looking to scale to that next level, looking to genuinely have financial freedom, to genuinely feel like I'm not burdened by finances. I'm not scared of how it's going to be when I retire. I'm not scared. I'm not feeling like it's hard to make money. It's a struggle. The wealthy people think that poor people are lazy. That is the dumbest fucking thing on the planet. I'm not even kidding. That is so stupid. They are so far from lazy. As a matter of fact, every poor person I know, and who I was as a human being when I was incredibly poor, worked twice or 3 or 4 times as hard as regular people, and they would never even comprehend. Anyone who's grown up in the higher middle class or above would have no concept of how hard it actually is to work and to survive when you don't have any money and you're trying to juggle everything. And so everything is extra. You have to buy a shitty car that ends up breaking down a bunch of times. Now you got to deal with the car breaking down all the time. You have to load your laundry and take it to a laundromat. It's like everything is harder, and I know this, right? And I also know that when you grew up in a poor family, you're taught to think like a poor person. You have concepts and beliefs, and your standard of what it's meant to be like with money is complete crap, because that's how you grew up, and that's it. I bust my ass, exactly, right? So I know this, right? I've been there. I like literally worked like 15-hour days every day, just fighting and struggling to just keep everything going while I was looking to scale my family and get my family out of the poverty. So I was a single mom with 2 kids. I was a single mom for most of the time. Single mother, 2 kids, and working as a nanny, going to school full time. I mean, it's ridiculous the amount of stuff that you have to do to try to get yourself out of that poverty state. I know that, I understand that. Now, there's also this concept that poor people have, that they think wealthy people are superficial, they're bad, they don't care, and there's just this disconnect that's going on, because that couldn't be further from the truth. Almost every single wealthy person I've run into that are in my circles, that I meet, that I get to know a little bit or see the back end, are the most incredible, amazing people on the planet, and they bust their ass to create what they have. They work so hard to create and generate and go to that next level. And there's such a misconnect. It feels completely different because nothing that they do, they have to do. I haven't cleaned a toilet for I don't even know how long. I went to fill gas, like when I first was single again, I went to fill gas and I literally forgot how to fill gas. There's like things like that. You do get a little bit disconnected. I understand that. But it has nothing to do with who the human being is. I carry a Chanel bag, but do you think I give a shit about the Chanel bag? Yeah, does it feel a little bit good? Like, yeah, I paid $6,000 for this bag because I could, and it wasn't a big deal to pay that $6,000. Yeah, that feels really good. And I also don't give a shit. Do you think if there was a starving child in front of me and I could sell my bag to like feed this to, like, it's like so ridiculous the things we think, right? But that's aside, right? Put that aside for a second. What's really happening is you grew up in an arena where, I'm going to speak a truth now, okay? I love you guys, but let me just speak the truth to you. Good morning. Thank you. You have a great day too. Up until now, if you're struggling financially, and I don't care if you're struggling financially because you have, you make 50K months, but you're still struggling financially, or you're literally living off of 28K like I used to. That's how much I used to make a year, 28,000. I've made 4 times that much in one day now, right? I'm not saying this to brag. I'm saying it because I just need you guys to hear the truth, okay? Everything I'm saying tonight is just unfiltered dumping into you guys tonight. I'm so used to doing them at night, this morning. Okay, up until now, the way that you have been showing up has been creating a financial situation that you do not like. It's not because you're lazy. It's not because there's something wrong with you. It's not because there's not enough people out there, not enough jobs to find, it's not because of any of that. It's never because of circumstances or resources that you have unavailable to you. Never. It's never about that. It's always about, what are you willing to do differently? Are you willing to be resourceful? Are you willing to show up differently? Are you willing to call yourself out on the bullshit that you're doing that you shouldn't be doing? The, $5,000 I spend a year on Amazon because it's easy and I can push one button, or the money that I'm paying on whatever bullshit that you're doing that is causing you to be in a state. It's not about the money, because you could have always made more money. You can buy the Amazon and spend your money if you're willing to do the other things to make the other set of money, right? Now, what's really happening is you have a belief system that tells you it's hard to make money and I'm not worthy, so you don't even think outside the box. Listen to me for a second, track with me. I promise this is gonna help you, okay? It's never about not having funds available for you. It's never about not being able to figure out what to do. It's not, if you're telling yourself a story that I've tried everything and nothing works, it's complete and utter bullshit. I'll prove it to you, right? I'm the last person to come to with that. You know why? Because I was the welfare girl who signed up for an investment and I literally had no money. I used my bill money to make the first bit of the payment, and the second half of that first payment, let alone the rest of the year, was due, and I had nothing, and I had no freaking clue how I was gonna make the money. I did a public fundraiser. Yes, that shit was hard. I went I went in public and said, hey, I'm a mom. I want to be better. I had a tough, background. I didn't learn the things I wanted to. I want to learn these things. I want to make a difference in the world. I'm someone who will show up and do the work. If you help me, I promise I will show up and do the work, and I will give it back times a million to this planet. And I just owned my shit, and I said it, and I asked people to give me money to support me to go to an event in Bali. Who does that? I did it. You know why? Because this is why. This is the shift. I wasn't focused on me. Did I feel worthy to ask people to just hand me money? No, of course I didn't. Who does? Nobody feels worthy of that. We should, because we are, but I didn't. But here's the trick. I didn't focus on me. I asked myself one question. Will I give back? Will I show up? Will I do this work? Can they trust my word that when I say that if you give me this money, I promise you, I will make an impact on this planet. Can I trust myself to do that? And if I couldn't trust myself to do that, all I had to do was, okay, I don't really trust myself to do that. So the first thing I'm going to ask when I get to that event that I'm going to is, how do I learn to become the woman who can keep her word when she says she's going to leave an impact on this planet? And I'm going to ask every fucking question that possibly comes to mind after that one until I understand and have shifted to become the woman who people can trust my word. So I still would give them my word. So I still posted it, let them pay me, and learned how to become that woman. Even I didn't feel like I was that woman yet. I couldn't even get myself to go to doctor's appointments and stuff like that, right? Have a great day, Rudy. You understand what I'm saying? So I did public fundraisers. I sold my shit. I had a bike that I loved. I sold it. I had other stuff. I sold stuff for as cheap as I could. And then I went online. People don't think about this, right? Like right now, I could literally on this Facebook Live make $2,000. Now, I'm not really sure what level I'd have to go to with this particular audience right here, but I could say, for 1 month, I'll do 1 hour, coaching calls for 1 month for $2,000. First person gets it. No? Nobody? Okay, what about 3 months for $2,000? 6 months for $2,000? 1 year? At some point, somebody's gonna be like, holy shit, I'm doing it, right? I don't care what it takes, I'm gonna figure it out. But we don't think that way. We're just like, well, I don't have access to it, right? Like most people will say, well, my credit cards are maxed out, or I don't have money in the bank, or my paycheck is already committed to something else. They'll say these kind of things like, okay, I understand that. Some people get to just pull it out of savings. Some people get to pull it out of a paycheck. Some people can throw it on a credit card. I didn't have credit cards like that. My credit card was like $300 or something. That's what was available on my credit card, right? So some of us have to go out and generate it because up until now, the way you've been showing up has left you in a financial circumstance that you don't like, and that doesn't give you opportunity to do something new. So just like what you could have been doing all along is what you get called to do right now. So right now is the moment for you to decide, I'm willing to do something different and outside of the box than what I've normally been doing, and I'm willing to trust that whatever I pull in, whatever I choose to invest in, I'm going to learn how to become the person who follows through with that in that container. And you're going to get around people and get around circles and get around containers where other people are working to show up to that level themselves. Now, here's the other half of it, right? So let's say you're a coach and you have clients who say that. This is going to support you on how to navigate that situation. If you're a person who's struggling financial, this will help you to navigate. And if you're a thought leader and you're just someone who wants to leave an impact helping poor people or helping, middle class or wealthier people to scale and to feel safe and comfortable, this will help you, okay? So yesterday, one of my coaches, I heard she was on a training and I heard her say something that just didn't sit well with me. And I'm not saying she was off because it's in integrity for her. That happens all the time. A different one of my mentors did a post that made my stomach hurt yesterday. I literally had stomach pain looking at her post. I felt like that post was so disgusting. It actually hurt my stomach, but yeah, I love this woman. You know what I mean? And that was an integrity for her. So I get to feel how I feel about something being integrity with me, and it's no reflection of them because I believe both these women are powerful, incredible, amazing women. But what it is to me is what it is to me, and I get to own that, right? So one of the coaches made a comment about how it's hard to deal with clients who are kind of down or struggling with finances, and it's much easier, feels much better to deal with clients who are like, I'm all in, let's do this, let's go, and they're showing up, and basically it's easy for them to pay for whatever the thing is. And that just didn't sit well with me because I feel like in this industry, most people are looking for clients who have a lot of money. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you. It is easier to make money when I have a client who pays me $60,000 for the year than it is for a client who's struggling to pay me $333 a month. However, it all washes out in the end, and for me, it is harder energetically to deal with someone who's basically like I can either feed my kids or pay this $333, right? That is, it's a heavier space for me to hold for you. right? I'm holding that space for you. Energetically, I'm in there with you, and it does affect me. It is what it is. However, I also could not possibly believe in someone more than I believe in the woman or the man who just wants to take care of their family and is sick and tired of spinning their wheels in poverty and is ready to actually show up and actually do something different and stop pretending that it's the circumstances, stop pretending that it's their resources, stop pretending that it's not their fault, and they're ready to face this shit. They're ready to actually call themselves to more, make a commitment they can't back out of, and show up and do something different. I genuinely believe there's not a more powerful human being than the person who's actually struggling to take care of the people they love. There's nothing deeper than that. There's nothing deeper than that. And this is what I know. I also know that the only reason we're in this position is because we were raised to believe and think a certain way. We haven't learned to think outside of the box, and we don't feel worthy. This is a worthiness conversation. You don't feel worthy to say, hey, can you please sponsor me to join this program because that's what I want to do, and ask for money. You don't want to sell your stuff because it feels like, what's the point, blah, blah, blah. Or maybe I don't feel like it. Didn't even cross my mind to do something like that. It just feels like maybe it's something I shouldn't do if it's not easy for me to do. That's the mindset that gets us fucked up in the first place. It's not supposed to be easy. It's not easy to get out of poverty and break into wealth and to be in the top 3% in the entire world of wealth. It's not easy, but it's so worth it. And here's why it's worth it. Right? The reason it's worth it is because of the person that you become. You become a more loving person. You become a more understanding person. You become a happier, freer person. There's this quote I heard that literally is like my favorite quote I've ever heard. Yes, girl, so true. I love that. It's why I love helping those people. Yes, Matt. High fives, brother. The quote was something like, money doesn't make you happy, but everybody wants to find out for themselves. And my thought is, it's true, because if you can't learn to be content and call yourself to more at the place where you're looking to invest in that first level, you're gonna be that same person with $1 million in the bank. You don't magically be a different person if there's money in the bank, and I'm so serious. However, the feeling of the problems feels completely different, and I'm much happier dealing with the problems that come with having a lot of money. There's the cat. Everybody knows my cat. I feel much happier dealing with the problems that I have that come with having wealth than I did when I was poor, because there's a sense of power that I have now, right? Like, I have the power to protect the people I love. If I ever needed to hire a lawyer, if I'm in circles with other powerful people, just the other day, this incredible guy that I met offered to have someone else do this logo for free. Someone owes me a favor. This guy's amazing. He's in Florida. Let me connect you. And it's like, you start to get in these circles of people who are abundant mindset and are really giving back, and it's not out of a place of striving. When we were poor, we all had each other's back, and we overgave to each other out of striving, and it's like we were all hurting each other. But it's like, what else do? You know what I mean? It's like you're starving, but the friend next to you is starving too. You're going to give them half a sandwich and you're going to stay half starving. That's what you do, right? That's the shit that I don't want to see anymore. It's these incredible people who are willing to actually show up and make a difference in this planet and really care and have a good heart that this is where my heart is, right? So my deepest message today is 2 messages. One, if you're a powerhouse, if you're wealthy, if you have influence, if you have power, can we stop playing the game that I don't want to help the people that are struggling to make this happen? Look, if the person that I invested with first, like I was a mom, I was making shit for money. I was still on welfare. I think I had gotten off of, because I did this mini course that was way cheap first, and then I opted into the bigger offer, and I had literally just gotten off of welfare in that mini course. I had finally got off EBT or whatever, like the food stamps or whatever that was called. And then I also had free insurance from the government. So those, I don't know if you would refer to that as welfare. Some people think welfare is a paycheck, whatever. I was getting food, a certain amount of food that I was getting on a card, and I had insurance that was covered by the state because I was a single mom. So I had just gotten off that and made that first event. Now, anybody looking at me would be like, you can't make a $25,000 investment. Like, your kids are going to starve. You know what I mean? Like, they would just be like, that doesn't feel good for me to hold space for you for that, Mandy. Like, it doesn't feel good that you're struggling so hard financially. I don't know if you're going to be able to make the payments through the year. I would rather someone who's financially set who can make the payments. So my call for you is to call yourself to more than that. What is that shit? Are you kidding me? Like, people are people and are going to show up or not show up. Just because someone has the money to hand it over doesn't mean that they're going to continue to show up, and doesn't mean that they're not going to energetically be really difficult to deal with. Some people just are difficult to deal with and bitch a lot and moan a lot, and they complain and they whine and they freak out because that's their habit. And there's other people who don't, right? Like I had my moments of freaking out and sitting on the floor and crying and being like, I don't think I want to do this anymore. I want to go back to watching Dr. Phil and drinking wine. And the person who was my coach at the time was like, so do it. And I was like, huh? So go do that, quit. And I was like, well, I don't really want to quit, right? So now I call that taking it off the table. I do that with my clients now. When they freak out, I'm like, so go ahead. Nobody said you have to do this. And they're like, well, I don't really want to quit. I know, so stop saying it. Stop your bitching, right? So my call is to the other coaches out there, like, can you stop judging people by the place where they're currently at and start watching where they're going? Like, where does that person want to go where I am? And do they seem like a person who's going to show up? And maybe right now, the reason that they have money stories and excuses is because they don't know any better. They haven't learned to think out of the box. They have no idea how to think like a wealthy person. They have no idea that like putting yourself, like putting something on a credit card is actually really smart and really incredible and amazing to scale yourself. They have no idea that being willing to, you talk about people being willing to go through bankruptcy. I just had a conversation like that the other day. Like they're going through bankruptcy to get out of the place they're at to where they're going. Okay, great. In 10 years, do you think it'll matter? Now you have a multi-million-dollar business that you went bankrupt 10 years before. I mean, these are some like bigger, wilder concepts, but it is what it is, right? Like, and it's also about stop pretending that we don't know how to do, what to do. We're doing everything. And we have to start with the biggest conversation, which is worthiness. So when we're holding space for other people that are struggling financially, saying, I can't afford this, what we need to understand is what they're saying is, I don't believe in myself that I'll actually show up and do this and I'll make it happen. And I don't think I'm worthy to do whatever it takes for me to begin. That's all that's really happening. That's the meat and potatoes of that conversation right there. So as leaders, as coaches, as healers, as people that are holding space for this, we need to identify with not all, this is another one of those people like, oh my God, they can't afford it. Of course they're going to say that. What do you think they're going to say? If they were wealthy, they wouldn't be coming to you, would they? Right? They would be whatever they're doing, right? Unless you're kind of like a healer or something like that. But my point is, almost everybody says that. Like 90% of the people that are going to come to you are going to say that. Okay, let's expect that and let's be prepared for that and let's see this powerful. Hold your people as powerful. Hold them as able. And if they start bitching, let them know that you're unavailable for that energy. That we're not doing that. We don't need to shy away from those people and think that only the people who are settled or are making like these people are better. I want to work with this level of people. Something about that just feels so off to me. It feels the exact same as poor people saying that wealthy people are superficial and wealthy people saying that poor people are lazy. It feels the exact same, no different. It's the same bullshit going on in that. So that's my first call to action, right? They would be expected to go get a second job instead equals spinning wheels. Hey, hi Jackie, hi Maddie. Welcome to the party. We're having a really blunt conversation. Okay, so that's my first ask. My first ask is, can we start shifting the energy of what it feels like to take on clients that are struggling financially? And can we start being really fucking excited for the power behind those people and for the sacredness of someone who, like, do you know the actual statistics of someone that breaks out of like a codependent poor family? I don't know how old these stats are, but I know these stats. Do you know the statistic of somebody who will do what I did? Who will break out of what I was at and go where I'm at? 1%. It's the same as an actual genius genetically being born, like an Albert Einstein being born. These people are the 1% people. So when someone comes to me and they're like, I have no money, but I'm doing this, I completely fucking believe them. And I'm like, yep, I know you will. Why wouldn't I think they would? Of course they're going to. They're the 1% of the entire population. They're going to do it. They're going to. They're going to shift. They're going to learn. They're going to stay in it until they figure it out, until they break through, because they're the most powerful people on the planet. But what their current financial circumstance only is relevant to what has been up until now, and the past is not relevant on what's going on in their future. They get to shift at any single moment, just like I did. Of course I believe that. Okay, so that's the first half. The second half is for us. For us in our mindset with what we are allowed to have, how much money we get to have, the wealth, the ease of making money, and when we want something and desire something. So the only question that we should be asking ourselves is, do I desire this? Do I desire that? Does this feel in alignment? Yes, okay, like let's say it's the Brave Live coming up. Yes, I want to be in the Brave Live. You know, I want that, but I just don't have that first 333. Okay, cool, no problem. I didn't have shit either when I started. No big deal. Up until now, we've showed up and this is what we created. We're ready to shift and do something different. So we get to start thinking outside of the box, whether it's your first 333 investment or making that first 333, or you're thinking about a $30,000 program that you're looking at investing, or $100,000, $85,000, like Tony Robbins program or something, right? You get to start thinking outside of the box. One of the first things I do is have my clients write down 100 ways on how I'm going to make money. Who you are and your purpose is one arena. How money is completely separate. Energetically pulling in money is a whole different arena. It has nothing to do with necessarily your purpose and what you're showing up to be and do. I show up every day and do these Facebook Lives because it's who I am. When I think about being 95 and looking back at my life, this is what I spent my time doing. I had really blunt conversations. I said the things that I probably shouldn't be saying if I wanted to be socially acceptable, but I fucking said anyway. And I said them how I wanted to say them, and it felt really honest and integrity and true for me. And the people who needed to find me could find me because I was loud and I was available. And I told people, hey, tag someone below if you think this will, if this is gonna serve them, please share on your line if you think that's gonna serve them. I try to stop swearing so that people can share it more. I never remember to stop swearing. Like, all of these are just me. When I'm 95 looking back, like, this is what I envisioned. This has nothing to do with money. This is me being the woman I feel called to be. Money is a completely different thing. How am I available to receiving money? Well, maybe I'll meet an incredible guy who will take me on this amazing adventure and pay for everything. Maybe I'll meet this incredible old man that I get in a conversation with, and he wants the kids to come spend a week at some kind of resort, and I get to bring them for free. Maybe someone offers for me to come over to dinner, and I get free dinners. Maybe it's a tax return, like when I moved from Florida here, and I got a $40,000 bonus that I didn't even know was coming. Maybe a client just pops on and says, hey, Mandy, I want your Diamond Mastermind for the full year. I'm in, $30K. Maybe it could rain from anywhere. I'm wide open and available to any way to pull in money and resource and new idea, collaborations. Someone shouts me out on a massive podcast and all of a sudden I get this flood of clients. Like, I'm just wide open to any of the ways that I could possibly make money. That has nothing to do with my purpose and being here and present with you. What I know is that being present with you, allowing my voice to be heard, calling you guys to a standard that I believe that you can rise to. I mean, I really, really know. I know I got a high standard. I know I say no bullshit. I know I cut that stuff right off. I know how I am, but I also know how powerful you are. I know how able you are. I know how creative you are. I know that when you lock something in and you say, it's fucking done, it's done. And there's not a single thing on the planet that can stop you from shifting and making that happen. When you say, never again is exactly what happens. And I know that about you. So my standard is high, but I know, and the tribe standard is high, but I know that you can rise to that standard. I know it. I know it like I know it, like I know it, like I know it. So the call for you today is to really take a second look at, like, what has been my come from on what's available for me, and how do I believe I'm worthy, that I truly get to have the things that I desire, that I know are going to help me scale or break out of the financial frustration that I'm in, or be able to travel the world, or be able to provide college for my kids, or take care of my parents when they're retiring, or take my sister on this epic adventure, or pay off my dad's home, or buy my mom a car, whatever the stuff is. Do I feel worthy for people to invest in me, for people to hire me, for people to want to hear what I have to say, for people to collaborate with me, for people to believe in me? Because they can't do that for you if you don't believe in you first. You have to believe that you're worthy of that. You have to know your intrinsic value. Who on the planet goes through everything you've been through and then just wants to help other people? You do see that the reason that you want to have freedom and luxury and have things be amazing is because you know you will thrive, and when you do good, when you feel good, you do good, and you just want to do good. There's nothing selfish about that. You genuinely deserve that. You get to have that. I hear from my family that it's stupid to spend that kind of money to pay to do the Facebook Lives when I can do it myself. They don't understand that it's not about the money, and it's the awesome tribe and the vibes and growing. Yeah, there's not a single person. There's not a single person in my family that completely understands what I do, or that would ever think it's okay to spend the money that I spend. I love them anyway. They love me anyway. And there's not a single chance that anyone in my family is going to be giving me advice that the people that have created what I'm looking to create would also tell me. Do you see what I'm saying? Any of my regular friends, anyone who isn't in this field, and by field I mean entrepreneur field, I guess. What I'm not saying like coaching and stuff, I'm saying like the entrepreneur field, where you take brave, bold moves in order to create something really powerful and amazing. I mean, like, I started this well before I had mentors. I remember when I was working as a waitress, I was working at 2 different restaurants, a hotel and a restaurant over at Fort Devens back in Massachusetts. And my son was like, Mommy, I miss you. And I just started bawling, and I was like, that's it. And for 3 months, I saved every fucking penny that I made at both jobs. I put it all away, and I quit both jobs. And I spent 3 months looking for, had 3 months worth of wages that I could pay for my stuff, and I had 3 months to find a nanny job or figure out how to get someone to pay me with something that I could do with my child. I started applying at preschools and stuff like that, and then it was like the amount of money I had to pay to have my son go there basically left me with nothing. It was ridiculous. And then I finally found a nanny job 2 months later, but that was ballsy. I quit both my jobs, saved that money. So like I started doing ballsy shit back then that nobody else would understand. Like, Mandy, why are you quitting your job? People have told me my whole life that I'm flighty. That's the word, flighty. I quit. I started doing, I started doing college like at a community college. I quit that. Went to a regular college, quit that. Went to a university, quit that. Started doing health coaching, quit that. Started doing business coaching, and everybody this whole time thought I was flighty. Same thing with relationships. I would date a guy, I would learn a few things from him, and like slowly I would scale the level of human being that I felt worthy of being around, or how they treated me, from being treated like absolute shit to being treated now really incredibly by these really beautiful, powerful, incredible men. And it feels really amazing. I've just continued to just let it, like as soon as I've scaled to it, I let it go, scale to it, let it go. When I see an opening to jump through, I do. But the number one thing is don't take advice from anybody who hasn't created what you're looking to create. Meaning, if someone's not financially stable, don't take financial advice from them. If somebody hasn't created an online business, don't ask them what to do stuff online. If somebody hasn't created a powerful, incredible tribe like the one I have, don't ask them how to create a tribe. Don't take advice from them. Thank them like, oh yeah, thanks, I'll consider that. And then don't consider it. Just let it go. Just let it go. Don't worry about it. I remember things used to kick me in the ass, right? Nobody else needs to understand. They don't need to get it. Because if you were in the room with a bunch of millionaires right now and you had that conversation like, okay, I know I need, commitment and support, and I want to be around other people who are doing like-minded things, so I'm going to figure out how to make this first 333 investment. I know I could go do it myself, but that's the story that kills everybody. Well, why would I pay for that when I can do it myself? Everybody thinks that. I could choose that at any given moment. Why would I pay my mentors to tell me the shit I teach half the time? Because I need support. I need to do it with other people. I need to be around like-minded people. And every once in a while, there's a one-liner that comes from one of my coaches that changes my whole entire life. Like, boom, massive transformation. And every single person, if you went in a room full of millionaires, every single person in there would be like, do this with your family, la 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 la. And ask yourself, do I desire that? If the answer is yes, then go and be resourceful. Don't tell yourself a story that I can't, the resources aren't available. I know they're not available. Of course they're not available. You got to go generate it. You got to go create it. You got to get creative. And you got to believe in your worthiness to back yourself in your dreams, no matter what anybody says, because they're all going to have shit to say. Trust me. Someone said this to me in the beginning, and boy, did it turn out to be true. They said to me, Mandy, the same people that are telling you can't do this, which was shit ton of people told me, you can't do this. Like, that's ridiculous. That's absurd. You're going to take your family down with you. Like, the amount of shit that people said to me was next level. And those same people came back to me and said, how did you do that, Mandy? And someone predicted that. They said to me, and I'm saying to you now, Tina, the people that say to you, that's ridiculous, that's stupid, don't do it. You can't do this. You got to be more reasonable. You got to be rational. You should be able to figure this out yourself. That's poverty mentality. And I'm telling you, those same people, if you stop listening to them and you start getting in circles where other people are doing what you're doing, and you start listening to the voice of the people who have accomplished what you're looking to accomplish, those same people are going to come to you and be like, how the hell did you do that? How did you do that? That's what they're going to say, because they can't think like a wealthy human being. So the way that they think makes no sense that you'd be able to accomplish that. But to someone who's accomplished it, it's so simple. Like, yeah, of course. If you want to join a program for 333, there's 100,000 ways that you can make that 333. Do you see what I'm saying? We just get clever, we get creative, and we believe in our worth. We start to back our dreams in ourselves, which is 90% of this. Yes, keep holding us to high standards. I love it. I need the support. You deserve the support. You deserve the support. Because the truth is, if you just decided to shift into your own power, like, we can do that moment by moment, but we can't sustain that by ourselves. We're tribe people. And just like having that family voice affected you, having the powerful voices affects you too. Being on a live like this, read my blogs daily, hop on my Facebooks daily. We're start the 365 Facebooks on Monday. We're starting, and there's like 10 of us in the group. It's going to be amazing. We're all going to be, think about it, like 10 people just commenting and going crazy on your lives all the time. It's just going to be amazing. It's going to be so much fun. You just deserve to have it. And since you're worthy, Tina, and since you deserve to have it, that means there is a way for you to have it. And now you just get to learn the skill of being resourceful. And trust me, anybody who has dealt with poverty or struggled financially has learned to be resourceful. We just don't actually use it at the appropriate time. We think that we only should be resourceful when shit's hitting the fan. No. Let's use that same skill that we know how to do to scale our life and to get the things that we desire and want. Coaching seems like a luxury to some people. Yeah, but here's the thing, Gina. It's our job. It's our job to acknowledge and know, right? Like, it's our job to help them understand that it's not a luxury, right? This is the new wave. So the old wave of education was like, I'm going to go to college and then I'm going to get a degree and then I'm going to get a job. That's not working for people anymore. People are not having that anymore. Yep, there's still doctors, lawyers, whatever, that's always going to be there. But most of the population is sick and tired of learning. Even when I went to nursing school, I was like, these are shitty teachers. Because they were nurses that used to be nurses that aren't on the nursing floor anymore that are trying to be professors, right? Like, what happened to Florence Nightingale where you were on the floor teaching by the nurse who hasn't stopped nursing 10 years ago? She's there nursing, she's current, she's doing it, and she's, nope, not like that, like this. Try it again, like this. You learn so fast that way. That's why coaching is so powerful. You guys are gonna take one step, you're gonna do your Facebook Lives and I'm gonna give you feedback. Nope, not like this, like this. You're gonna go again with the new feedback. That's the most powerful, fastest way to learn, right? So, the new education is people want people who have gotten the results to teach them. They don't want some expert teaching them anymore. Like, I'm an expert behind the podium and I'm going to teach you all of these ways to build your entrepreneur business. But I'm a professor, not someone who's running an entrepreneur business currently. Do you see what I'm saying? So coaching is literally the new wave of education. And the statistics on it, I posted it on my thing, is like, 255 million a day, scaling to $1 billion a day by 2025, $1 billion a day. Like, can we just think of that next time we're like, oh, I can't get clients, I can't find a client. Dude, there's like thousands, tens, hundreds of thousands of people out there starving and waiting for someone like you to have your voice be there. But unless you're showing up consistently on things like Facebook Live, doing clever things like, hey, tag a friend and do this, and actually intentionally looking to share your message and being bold and saying it the way that you would say it, how are they gonna find you? Unless you have an offer and you're letting them know. Like I'm letting you guys know. We have the 365-day Brave Live Challenge begins tonight. I start my first training. We start on Monday. Get your ass in there. If you're interested, PM me. That's not salesy or slimy. That's like, hey, I'm calling you guys to the standard. I'm just calling your ass to more. And I'm also giving you opportunities like, hey, this is this opportunity. Opportunities past. Here's the next one. You guys get to shop and jump into what feels good for you. There's nothing slimy or bad about that, right? Like we're literally just giving opportunity, which is the whole point of being wealthy. You have more options and more opportunities. That is the whole point. So literally we're giving people what they actually want. So yeah, right, thanks Gina. So it's our job, like it's my job to understand and know that a bunch of the population in my tribe doesn't understand the concepts of wealth, and they don't understand about investing before you're ready or investing before you have evidence that it's all gonna work, and it's actually deciding that it's gonna work, taking that first step and creating that. That's when everything meets you. Like we don't get to sit here and wait and be like, okay, now I see how it's all gonna work out and I'm gonna become a multimillionaire. Now I feel safe enough to make that first investment. No, that's not how it works. But it's my job to teach that to my audience, to help them to see the steps that they can take to be successful. It's my job to understand. So it's your job as a coach to be like, okay, I understand they're seeing as a luxury. So you should be showing up consistently in your messaging if that's your experience and what you're seeing, and helping people understand how it's a necessity and why it's worth it. Like genuinely, people don't understand why coaching's worth it. So let's teach them in a genuine way. Like let's just tell the actual truth about how coaching is worth it. I mean, coaching has completely changed my entire life. Just being around someone who thinks the way that you, if you want to be fit, get around people who think like fit people. When I stayed with my brother in Maui, he was like, oh, I'm exhausted, I need to go work out. And I was like, huh? He's like, yeah, I need some energy, I'm gonna go work out. And I was like, huh? Like when I'm tired, I take a nap. He's like, no. He's like, you go work out and you get a bunch of energy. And I was like, huh? Like, I don't think that way. And I just started laughing like, oh, that's how fit people think. They're like, I'm tired. I'm going to go get energy by working out. Interesting. Like you want to get fit, hang out with fit people and start to learn how they think. You want to be wealthy, hang out with wealthy people, learn to think how they think, and stop listening to the people who don't have the result. You're amazing. A ton for the message. Got to run. Oh, have a great day, Claudia. Thank you so much, sister. This is true. That's why I follow it. You've been there and done that. It is what it is. And so the people who have done it are going to have a completely different message, right? Then we need to do like, yeah, we need to do a bracelet for this too. We have JCTFD. That means just calm the fuck down. There's bracelets that my team is looking at right now that we're going to start creating. And then we need one for this too. Like, what would the millionaire say? I was gonna say, what would Mandy say? But there's one that's like, what would Jesus do? And that just feels too creepy to me. But something like this we got to get just as a reminder, for real, to stop listening to people who don't have the result. Why would you listen to them? They don't know what it feels like on the other side. They don't know what it takes. They don't know what's available. They just literally don't know anything. They're just guessing at something they don't understand. And it's coming from a good place, but you got to stop listening to them. And I remember when I figured out, oh, that's really shitty advice that someone I admire, is giving me. And then I started realizing, let's eat some humble pie together right now. Oh, how often am I giving advice that's guessing? Like, I'm just guessing and I'm giving them shitty advice that's just guessing. You know, I'm like, I need to stop doing that. If I don't have the result, I'm not going to give you advice on something. I'm going to tell you, oh, I'd just be guessing. This is an educated guess, or I did hear this one thing, or I learned this, but I'm not going to tell you I know, right? Oh, you're so welcome. Yes, JCTFD. I love that. Listen to your soul, 100%. And what I want you to know is, and I know what this sounds like. Easy for you to say, Mandy, nope, knock it off. I was you. I'm not calling you to anything I haven't called myself to and still call myself to consistently. It's never about the money. Never. Never. It's never about the money. When you feel called to something, when something deeply resonates with you, there's a way for you to create the resources, and you're just not getting resourceful enough. That's it. And the reason you're not getting resourceful enough is either because it just never occurred to you, but now it has. I don't believe in coincidence. You're here for a reason. And or you don't believe you're worthy to have people pour into your life, for the support, for the breakthrough, for the thing to work out for you, for whatever it is. So the call to action would be sit down and write down your creative ideas on how you're going to make it happen. And it would be to start listening. Hop on YouTube, type in meditation for feeling worthy, worthiness, motivation, anything like that, and just start allowing it to pour into your soul. Be on these things, get in my groups, get around the other people who are working through worthiness and who are treating each other worthy and powerful and epic and believing in each other and supporting each other when we fall, and really celebrating each other when we have breakthroughs and wins, and being there for each other through the breakthroughs and wins, which is so powerful. That being in containers like this is going to continue to support you, but you can do it on your own at home. Just pop on YouTube and just start listening to them and letting them soak into your soul and fill your soul back up. I call it soul anorexia. You're around other people that have all these fears and worries and doubts and disbeliefs, and they're careful, and that's not the energy. We're savvy energy. I'm going to be savvy. I'm going to be smart. I'm going to be resourceful. That's the energy that we carry and we hold, and that's what you're capable of. End of story. Yes, I love this. Thank you for the reminder and telling it like it is. Love it. Thank you, Sharon. No one knows another person's path. Only that person can feel into that. Yes, 100%. If you can see a path, it ain't yours. It's somebody else's. You were watching them walk their path out, and you're like, oh, I see how they walk that path out. Not your path. Your path looks like, ugh, I don't want to take that one step right there. That's scary as shit. Okay, Mandy, seriously, anything, but just not that. Not daily Facebook Lives, Mandy. Come on. Okay, I'll do something else, anything else. I'll do a public fundraiser. I'll do this. No. Why don't you do 365 days of Facebook Lives? How about that? How about letting yourself be seen to that level? How about learning to break through oh, my hair is messy, so I can't hop on a Facebook Live, or, oh, I don't know if I have something powerful to say, or I say, wait, my pattern is like, oh my God, you're going to say weird shit, Mandy. You always say so much. Don't say so much. Like, just give them pieces. Just say a little bit of it. Nope, I just say all of it, right? That was my pattern. I just give myself permission to now. Or the pattern of, but then I'm gonna come off salesy and I'm gonna push people away, or what if I don't get likes, or what if I fail? What if I try for 365 days and I still don't break through, right? That's like the biggest fear. Like, someone just nailed it. She messaged me the other day and I thought, wow, it takes a lot of wisdom to be able to nail down what she nailed down. And she specifically said, I'm half-assing because at least I can tell myself a story in my head that as I'm half-assing, there's still a chance that I'll be able to break through as soon as I show up big, right? Like, that takes a lot of clarity for you to be able to recognize that's the shit you're doing. And my response was very simple. It was, well, every day that you're choosing to engage in the pattern of half-assing and telling yourself a story, yeah, but at any moment I can just shift into showing up big, and then I'll show up big and I'll make it happen. Every day and every moment that you're choosing it, you're wiring that deeper into your system, and it's that much harder to shift into showing up. So if you can't do it today, you're certainly not gonna fucking be able to do it tomorrow, because tomorrow it's gonna be that much harder. Now is the time. There's never gonna be a time easier than right now to shift into doing brave shit, to back yourself and your soul and your dreams and bring your voice to the world and heal the world and leave that legacy, so when you're 95, you're so fucking proud of how you showed up on this planet. And you really made a difference, whatever that was meant to be for your life. It doesn't have to be millions of people. Not all of us have to be the Tony Robbins who feeds 1 million children. Yours is whatever yours actually is, for whatever the population is that it's meant to be. But you know what it is, because you'll lock into it and you'll keep regrounding and rerouting into that over and over and over. Do you know what I'm saying? Yes. It's still scary and messy as fuck. Yes, it is. But so is procrastinating, avoiding, bullshitting ourselves, lying to ourselves, listening to a bunch of people who are scared. That shit is scary. And it's the scariest thing on the planet is thinking about going into the grave, never having let the music out of us, never having let our voice come to this world, never having used all of the pain and the shit that we've been through to actually make a difference in the world. There ain't nothing scarier than that. Looking at that grave and being like, whoa, my time is up. It's done. Like all those times I told myself tomorrow, next time, later. No, it's never going to be easier than it is right now. That's what it is. So if you want to keep letting it get harder and harder, then go ahead, keep procrastinating. You're allowed to. Nobody says you have to be smart about it. You can be silly if you want to. You're totally allowed. Oh my God, thank you so much for the love hearts. I love you. Okay, if you're on the replay, hashtag wealthy. That's what we're putting today. We're just going to own and believe in our worth to be incredibly wealthy because we're the people who are going to make the difference in the planet. Hashtag wealthy if you're on the replay. Hashtag wealthy if you're behind the energy of allowing yourself to feel worthy to show up to this level. If you're brand new to me, please let me know. I would love to come say hi to you. Welcome. This is an interesting live to be your first live if it's your first one. Oh, if you're in my tribe, say hi to me. Let me know you're here. Thank you for the love. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for doing life with me. I love you so much. Yes, hashtag wealthy. Morgan's in. Morgan Schmorgan. That's how I always say your name, just so you know. That's what I say in my head. Okay, I gotta hop on a one-on-one call. People were asking when the doors close for the Brave Live Challenge. I think I'm going to close them Monday night because we officially start the 365 days on Monday. So tonight is your first training. I'm going to teach you guys everything. How to show up powerfully on a Facebook Live. What is the gear that you're using? How to sell on a Facebook Live. What are you selling on the Facebook Live? Everything and anything that you're going to need to know in order to be able to do this well, I'm going to teach you. And I'm going to be there with you for an entire year. I'm doing it with you. I'm engaging on your shit with you. You're engaging on mine with me. We're doing this 100% together. It's going to be incredible. It's going to be amazing. And, oh good, Monday. Phew, yes, Monday. So, and anyone that reached out to me, that is because, like I said, if you weren't here in the beginning, when you tell me I'm going to make this happen, 100% of me believes you. I have zero doubts whatsoever. So I literally let the team know this person's allowed to come in, this person's allowed to come in. As soon as they make their first 3 through 3, they're jumping in. Now, the one condition is you have to have done the daily Facebook Lives, and we will check to see if you've done your daily Facebook Lives. I don't care if you hopped on a live and said, I'm not doing a Facebook, I have nothing to say today. I just wanted to say hello and make sure I did my live today. I don't give a shit. Because it's still rewiring into the habit of actually, it's like, okay, if you're not going to the gym and work out, but you better have your damn shoes there, put your shoes on, drive your ass to the gym, show up, turn around and come back, because that's still better, because you're that much closer to actually working out at the damn gym, right? Like, we're just locking this in, we're doing it every day. None of us are gonna do it perfectly, but we're gonna do it, right? Yes, so Monday is probably when it closed. Thank you, Susan just dropped a link that has some of the information on it. If you're feeling like, look, my intention is for everybody to feel clear. Like, I'm a clear yes or I'm a clear no. If you're telling yourself the story, oh, I'm just gonna do it myself, knock it off. Don't do that. Just don't do that to yourself. Just don't be the person that tells themselves the story, I'll do it myself. That is like the number one kill me dead story, right? Like, it's a hell no to that story. So don't tell yourself that story. If you're indecisive about it, if you're, having questions about anything, just reach out to me, ask in the comments below, PM me, anything like that. My intention is for you to have perfect clarity whether this is right for you or not, because this is going to be big. This is going to be incredible. Doesn't matter how long the live stream is. Nope, none whatsoever. In the training, I'm going to teach you guys the differences and the different styles of Facebook Lives that you can do and the results sort of that you get from them. And you'll have wisdom about that and you'll be able to make that decision when you want to. But there is literally no rule. There's no rule. You don't have to sell every day. You don't have to anything. I'm going to teach you how to do all those things. You're going to learn to feel really comfortable doing them. It's going to feel really good to you. I'm going to show you how to do it in a way that just is giving value. So even how you're selling is giving value to them. Because when I show up for you and I teach you how to remove all the blocks stopping you from making an empowered decision for yourself, that's massive amounts of value. I'm doing it right now for you guys, right? Now, I'm also clearing a path to be able to take a step forward to invest in something with me, which is supportive to my business, but that's not my intention. Whether you join with me or don't, I'm fine. What my intention is for you to have clarity on what that empowered move is. My legacy I'm leaving on the planet is to empower people to back themselves and believe they're worthy to have the life of their dreams. That is my intention on the planet. I'm well taken care of as we go. So will you, right? So you give massive value while you're selling. I'm going to teach you exactly how to do that in there. I'm going to teach you how to give value as a sale. Like the selling process is actually giving massive value. And you're going to absolutely love it. It's going to feel so good. You're just going to absolutely love selling. It is what it is. I love selling. I always have. I've always loved it. I'm just calling your ass to more. It is a dumb story. I've been saying it for over a year. Yeah, hashtag human. Welcome to being human. That is what it is. If you're just hopping on the replay now, make sure you go back and watch. Welcome to, I need a hashtag for this. Okay, tribe, what's the hashtag for my rants? Hashtag Mandy rant? I do have rants, I'm aware. Okay, I really gotta go. I got a private client that I gotta hop on with. I love you guys so much. Don't hesitate to reach out for anything that you need. I'm here for you. We're doing this together. This is gonna be incredible. I'm very excited. And thank you for being here today. Have a wonderful, fantastic, amazing day. I can't wait, so excited. Me too! Ah! Oh, also, almost forgot to tell you guys, you're calling me on my shit as soon as it comes into my head. Yeah! That's because we're the same, Jillian. I know, hashtag same. Also, I have a live event, November 22nd, 23rd. I think there's 5 of us going now. It's going to be amazing. It's in Sarasota, Florida. If you want information on that, what we're doing at the event is we're getting together and filling our soul. We'll hang out, have dinner together, have drinks together, whatever. But also we're going to be breaking through any limiting pattern that you have. So whether it's, I can't get myself to do this thing I'm trying to get myself to do, whether it's make a certain amount of money, a behavior, a result in your body or your life, a romantic, whatever, or I can't stop doing this thing that I'm doing that's causing damage or harm. Either one of those doesn't matter. We're literally going to lock in and break through however many you want to. That's the intention of this. And I'm going to take you guys through a deep process to do this. It's going to be so much fun. I absolutely love it. We all become friends. We hang out the whole time. It's amazing. You're more than welcome to come. If you're interested, PM me. I think we have to cap out at 20 or 25. I got to call the hotel. I forget. It depended on the way the seats were set up, but it's either 20 or 25. We have to cap out. So it's just first come, first serve. It's in a month. If you have any questions, the airports are the Sarasota Bradenton Airport or the Tampa Airport. The Tampa Airport is further. You'd have to Uber in like 45 minutes or something like that. The Sarasota Bradenton one is really close to it, but the Tampa one has tons more flights. So either one of those are fine. And then there's the Aloft Hotel, which is nearby, or you can stay at the Westin Sarasota, which is where the event will be, at the Westin Sarasota. So those are the events that's the things for that. Your rants are the best. Thank you. I get insecure about them. I'm like, Mandy, really? But I've learned to just accept that this is what it is. Oh, thank you, Susan. Oh, you're the best. On fire. My team is amazing. I love you guys. I love you, tribe, and I love you, team. You guys are all amazing. Okay, I gotta go. I'm gonna be late for my one-on-one call. Love you guys. Have a fantastic day. Talk soon. Sorry, finger in the face.